Welcome back to CTO TV. I am your mental health expert Spirit, and today we are talking about the connection between mental health and wellness and academic achievement. You know, this is a topic that I love to talk about because all too often we don't understand how a child's mental health affects their academic achievement. But I want you to think about this. If I'm not well, right? Let's say on any given day, you come down with the flu or a cold. How well do you perform in your job? What if that mental health issue was similar to a cold? You get a particular kind of sympathy, if you will, when you're not well, right? If you're sniffling, if you've got the chills, if you've got a cough, your coworkers may say to you, "Why don't you go home? You don't look well. Let me bring you this soup. Let me get you some medicine," right? But unfortunately, when we're dealing with mental illness, the same luxuries often don't exist. And that's because we can't see the symptoms many times of those illnesses. But think about this. What if you had to function not well day after day after day? Your thoughts are all over the place. How you feel is not your best, and your body doesn't quite feel right. But you are expected to perform. And not just perform, but to perform at your highest levels. You're expected to be able to sit for long periods of time, to be able to concentrate, to be able to remember things, to be able to learn new things. Sometimes, depending on what's going on with a child, that is virtually impossible. And to make matters worse, children don't have the same capacity for language as adults. And so they can't simply tell you, "I don't feel well," or "something isn't quite right with me." And so instead of having the language, oftentimes they will use their behavior to tell the tales. And how this looks many times is defiance, is acting out, is being distracted, or being completely withdrawn. It is difficult for a child with mental illness to achieve much of anything in the classroom. But if you miss the signs, you may miss what's going on with a child. You'll misunderstand their behavior for something that it's not. There is a direct connection between mental illness and academic achievement. And so if you have a child that you don't believe is performing at their absolute best, take a second look. Don't be so quick to assume that you know exactly what's going on. Sometimes it requires the collaboration of a mental health professional. Sometimes it requires the collaboration of an entire team. But do not ever rule out the possibility that when you see a child who isn't performing at their absolute best, that there may not be something related to mental health and wellness that is playing in the background of that child's life. Do that child a favor and do your classroom a favor. Ask the question, seek help, find out the answer, because mental health and wellness is directly connected to achievement and performance in the classroom.